this is Hooked by Happenstance. I'm Kendra, and this is daylight. I know, this might be becoming like a thing that I do. Some of you thought I only existed in darkness, but that is not the case. It is Monday morning, which of course logically means it's time for my Sunday sunrise. My Sunday sunrise is my alliterative solution to New Year's resolutions, where rather than making a bunch of goals in January, I make weekly goals. And I come and tell you about them, and then we come back the next week, shed some light on the week past, and try to make some new goals for the coming week. I think you are really, really tippy, so I'm going to try and fix that a little. Okay, I think you now might be tipping in the opposite direction, but hey, that's life. We're all a little off kilter, right? Anyways, what I try and do with my Sunday sunrise is I like to make a tiny list, the big marker, which I've heard from several of you is a very helpful way of organizing your thoughts, especially surrounding your crafty life. I did not film until this morning because honestly last night I still wasn't sure what I wanted to get accomplished this week. I hadn't even kind of organized mentally my personal life for the week or what was coming up in a way where I could functionally write down a list of things that I was going to do in my crafty and business life. So I took some time this morning, put some thought into it, had a little think, and now I have a list. I know that some of you find like planners and calendars and digital programs and just all the things to be very, very useful. But I find that the best way to actually get things done for me is to write things on paper. Number one, I find the act of writing it out by hand is almost like a personal pledge. Like, I am agreeing to do this thing. When I type it, I don't feel the same connection to the words that I put down. Also, I feel like sometimes if I do things digitally, it puts this roadblock up where I can pretend that I can't get it done because I can't get to the list. Oh, the computer's dead. Oh, my phone battery's dead. Oh, it's in the other room. You know, there's all these reasons. And frankly, my phone isn't that good, so running some of the apps just isn't even a possibility. So, I have paper and pen. And yes, I can lose this list. I do sometimes. But I generally know what's on it because the way my memory works, if I've written something out, I remember it. In college, I used to primarily just take notes by like copying a bunch of the stuff out of the book. And the act of doing that would put it into my brain. It's just how my brain works. So, let's look at last week's list and see what was on it. Last week, I only had 4 things on my list. I was trying to keep it simple. One of them was not super simple. The first thing on here was to do a video marathon, which I did, and I might do another one this week. We'll see. I think this video is going to come out by itself, but the other ones might just come out in a big lump. The way the video marathon worked is I spent 2 days filming the whole week's worth of content, so you got to see me in the same 2 outfits. It did occur to me as I was filming this that I wore this to do a whole marathon of Let Peachlet Pick fair videos this summer, to the point where I got sick of seeing this outfit in my stream. But I filmed a bunch of videos all at once, and then I edited and uploaded them, and then once they were all uploaded, I hit publish all in a row. So they all just dumped in your feed together, and then you could either watch them as a marathon, or you could watch them individually at your heart's content. You could watch them out of order. You could watch them your favorites first, your least favorites first. Do you like to save your favorite kind of video from me for last? Hey, in the description, can you tell me which kind of videos are your favorite? Do you like these, Sunday Sunrise, the Makes Monday podcasts, the Let Peachlet Picks, the bingo things where I talk about all of the kind of things you could do for the month, Freaker Frogs, and then I do some other random things. What do you like to see? Let me know in the description down below. Anyways, that was a tangent. But I did put up a video marathon last week, and this week I might do the same because it did this weird thing of it cleared my head. I did all of the video creative stuff in one batch of time. Like I just scooped it all together and it all just happened and I enjoyed it. And then my brain was free to do other creative things without constantly thinking, you should be uploading this video or you should make this thing. It kept me a little bit more focused. Like video creativity happened then, crocheting creativity happened separately. I even got a little bit of sewing done. Like, it just kind of helped me to pocket things together, which I think overall made me a little more productive. But that is just kind of a thing that worked for me. It also played into the fact that I like to kind of gamify things. I find that the more fun I can make out of a project, the more likely I am to complete it because, hello, we like fun. So the idea of a marathon, like giving it a name, giving it like a concrete thing, not just thinking you have a week's worth of work to do, videos, here's your to-do list. That wasn't fun, but ooh, you have to make a marathon. That makes it exciting for me, at least. So I think there will probably be another one. That's just probably what's going to happen, but I don't know. The next thing on my list I also accomplished was to finish one item. I didn't specify which item because I just knew that I wanted to finish 2. I didn't know which ones at the time. I didn't care which ones at the time. Unfortunately, I only finished 1. However, I did start, I think, 3. Because I'm a ridiculous human, I know, but I actually made really good progress on all 3 of the things that I started because that was where my creative juices were at the time. I just let them flow, and I think that I will actually end up with a number of finishes coming up soon, if I can finish my words correctly. So, I did finish one thing. I finished my autumn dress. I had to look and see because I moved the cards from my on the hook list to like a pile. It's so satisfying to stick the push pin through the pile of note cards. Anyways, I finished an autumn dress. There's a picture on Instagram. I will talk about it more when I film my podcast, and I will probably actually wear it tomorrow. It was so sad. I finished it yesterday. I tried it on, and I wanted to keep it on, but I knew that I want to wear it for my family's Thanksgiving, which is going to be tomorrow, Tuesday. So I'm saving it. Right now I just get to look at it sitting on the counter all folded up, waiting for me to put it on. And then I get to wear it all the time. So I finished some things, and those things led to the last thing on my list, which was to finally get my first bingo for the month of November. If you're unfamiliar, I am gamifying my life and doing a Let Peachlet Play bingo. You can get your free copy of the board over on my Patreon, patreon.com/HookedByHappenstance. The board basically has 25 challenges. Your goal is to complete 5 in a row. Once you've done that, you have a bingo. Yay! And you can be happy with that, or you can try and get more than one bingo. And you can tag me on Instagram with the hashtag LetPeachletPlay so that I can see what you're working on. So, I completed a bingo, which made me feel like I actually had gotten something done for the month. I know it was already the 15th before I got it completed, but part of that is my own personal feelings about being a completionist. Now, the rules for Let Peachlet Play bingo, there's not many, but whips are allowed. And you don't have to finish a project, you just have to work on it. However, I like to make my life a wee bit more difficult, and I like to attempt to complete projects before I cross them off my bingo board. Now, at the end of the month, I will take all the things that I have done for the month that are not completed, and I will plug them in and see if I can black out my whole board. But until that time, when I am out of time, I'm going to continue to endeavor to finish things before counting them as bingos. That is just the way that the game has worked in my head, and it seems to be working for me. So I actually found that doing the Sunday Sunrise helped me to get that bingo done. Yesterday, I looked at this list and I thought, what did you actually get done this week, Kendra? Were you a ridiculous human who did nothing on her list, or did you get some of the things done? I knew I'd done the video marathon, so I knew I could check that off. And that was a biggie. I also, as of yesterday morning, had not finished anything, and I had not completed a bingo. So I sat down and got that dress done, and then I got a bingo out of it. So thank you to myself for sitting down and making the list, because the list gave me the encouragement to get things done. So now let's look at this week's list. You're gonna notice something that's very similar. Yeah, it's almost the same list, but with some things added. So firstly, video marathon. If nothing else, I want to put out probably 4 videos this week, maybe 5, we'll see. But I would probably like to put them out as a marathon because it cleared headspace for me. And I think that with the holiday and just things coming up. We have birthdays and stuff around here that it will just be nice for me to have more headspace available to be like here than in my online life. But I don't want my online life to like not exist. I know lots of people are like, let's digital detox and be completely cut off. For me, I don't think that's the best solution, because like retracting and becoming completely introverted is not a healthy thing for me. That's not good. So I need to find a way to continue to interact and reach out, but in a way that still allows my personal life to like function at its best. Anyways, I also want to finish 2 things. Again, I don't care what they are, same as last week. I really just want to do the things that feel good and seem most interesting and that have my brain happy, especially because a lot of what I'm working on are design projects. So when I get that idea, I want to jump on it, because those ideas can be fleeting. I know, you can like write things down, you can do whatever. It's just not the same. I have to get hook in hand with yarn and just do. That's how I design best. I will sometimes write things up in advance, but it's not till I actually start the process that I know every component that I want to include. So I want to complete 2 things, and those things will all lead, hopefully, to the 4th thing on my list, which is another bingo. I would like to come out of this week with at least 1 more. Be nice if there were more, but at least 1. We're aiming for 1. You know, we'll see where we end up after that. And the last thing on this list is to do a shop update. At some point in this week, I would like to start putting some Christmassy things into my online shop. I have bags in process. I have zippered bags. I have a new giant size bag I have a couple of. I have some drawstring bags. I have some smaller drawstring bags that have some like stocking stuffer things in them for you all. I have a bunch of jewelry. I have a lot of things. They're in process. They're not quite ready to be released out for all of you, but as soon as they go up in the shop, they will be ready to ship. So that means that they can get out to you super duper quick, because even though I am terrible at mailing things in my personal life, I am really pretty good at mailing things out quickly from my shop. So my suggestion to you for this week is to be realistic about the things that you have coming up. Do you have a lot of obligations and things? And what crafty goals will make those obligations feel better for you? Will it make you feel good to know you got certain things accomplished in addition to all of your life obligations? Well, then maybe make a few small goals that you know you can do. Even if those are just think about, plan, make a list. Those are all things that can be goals. You don't have to necessarily have concrete finished product. I think sometimes putting the energy into the mental product is just as valuable, and in the grand scheme of things, sometimes more, because I think that if you think about things before you do them, you are more likely to only have to do them once and not have to keep doing and redoing because you didn't put the forethought in. Alrighty, everybody, my family is about to come in. I see them all like hurting toward the window. So that is it. There will be more videos in your stream coming up sometime this week. If you subscribe on the link next to me, that will help them to just float to the top of your subscription box as they show up. There's also a link in the description to my Patreon page where you can get your own copy of the bingo board. Please play along. Let me know what you're up to, and I will see you all next time. Bye!